Listen, if you like it, I love it. I'm following your lead on this. So that's
This is uncharted territory. These are conversations we never had in hip hop. This is uncharted territory. Please forgive me for all my response. I don't know what to say on this. I gotta pray.
Oh man! All right.
The cousin thing happens only one time because it was so hard to really express that. I talked to him about that. Him and the whole team at the office in front of the big screen with. So I sat down with Dave. I was like, man.
No, what's up with your son, man? He's still your son. That's my nephew. You know, if that's your son, that's my nephew now. Get your son under control, man.
Kanye West is making news once more. However, this time, it's not about the Sunday service atmosphere, the music, or even the trainers. No, many were simultaneously amused, horrified, and perplexed by the Chicago legend's most recent marketing ploy. And you can tell it's awful when Cameron had to intervene and roast him live on Harlem's own maze. Ye was criticized by the two for what they called his bizarre outburst, making fun of him for once again converting controversy into money. This is what transpired. Kanye recently released a brand new project, but he went above the typical promotional approach to make it even more strange. According to reports, he held covert art events featuring models decked out in bizarre symbolic attire and frenzied imagery, leaving followers to wonder if he was selling lunacy or music. Kanye is always unexpected and pushing boundaries, but this time, he might have gone too far.
Shared the story because I felt so, I was traumatized by it because it wasn't like something, you a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just do what you see, and then you're told that it's wrong afterwards. And then you're told it's wrong, and then you're made to be embarrassed about what you did, and you meant, or it's like, this is who you are for the rest of your life. That shit was like blocked out of my head for like 10 years. And I knew that once that it was expressed, because I had people around me that was like, yo, take it to your grave. It's like getting over the fear.
Not even his most devoted followers knew whether to applaud or cry out for assistance. Mace and Cameron wasted no time in responding to the Kanye promotional video when it appeared online. They illuminated him like fireworks in Harlem. Man, Kanye is out here promoting his album like he's running a haunted house, Kim said, breaking off before he could finish his statement. Mace immediately followed up with, "You're not promoting that way. And HD, that is a midlife crisis." The truth was hidden behind the laughs, but the studio lost it. They weren't only kidding, they were criticizing a legend who may have ultimately become disconnected from reality. Mace got down to business. He claimed that Kanye was once a symbol of purposeful creativity, but these days, it's just pandemonium with cameras. He claimed that although he is constantly trying to outsmart the game, it now appears that he is struggling with himself. Cam acknowledged this, stating that Kanye's marketing was once brilliant, but is now just a gimmick. He wasn't mistaken either. Ye does another outrageous stunt every few months, just to keep up with the times. However, in recent years, it has begun to appear more like desperation than ingenuity. The way Mace and Kim combined humor with harsh reality is what made this event unforgettable. They were educating as well as roasting. Kanye's problem is that he doesn't have anyone who says, "Bro, chill," Kim added, staring directly at the camera. Everyone is afraid to look him over. That struck a deep chord because it's accurate. Kanye had friends in the past to help him stay grounded. Right now, it seems like poor ideas and yes men are all around it. Online supporters immediately sided with Mace and Cam, claiming that they expressed what everyone had been considering.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking to you. Because I don't usually talk to who once they I don't go back. I don't go back and forth once you admit you That's just me.
Well, real quick, just for context, can I read what he said? Because the audience is probably like, but what did he say? So, Ye, in a deleted tweet, he said, "How Cam say I'm doing anything bad for Chicago? Chicago loves me. I love Cam. It's like you that had me shook to release the song, but I ain't scared of y'all type of nigga. And thank you for making Dipset. You're a god. And you, by the way. And I got on my $2 million Dipset belt as I tweet.
It might have been a phase.
So what Cam is saying is that his whole phase is up. he can have his whole phase deleted.
Listen,
that's what Drea said.
No, you could delete being a hoe, what Dre said, but Dre ain't a man who's. That's what I'm saying.
The comment area of Kanye's post became a circus. Clown jokes, emojis, and people criticizing his role in the bizarre program that no one requested. In a world filled with actual issues, Ye's most recent stunt didn't seem like art. It appeared to be a man who would stop at nothing to get attention. The unfortunate thing is that he appears to be publicly spiraling the more he attempts to establish himself as a visionary. You must keep in mind that Kanye has been performing outrageous antics like this for many years. By appearing like a robot and marrying a lady who resembles his ex-wife, he has made controversy his full-time job. However, this most recent one may have gone too far. Even Mace, who is typically the serene, pious voice of reason, was unable to contain herself. "This isn't even about art anymore," he stated. "It has to do with ego." To be honest, he was spot on. For a long time, Kanye has been selling himself more than his music. Come on in, Cam. I said, I used to think Kanye was ahead of his time, bro. He seems to be caught in a never-ending cycle of trying to sell to individuals who have lost interest.
If you put out a song, I'm just saying, if you put out a song and you putting out music the last 20 years, and this is the first song saying that your little cousins, and this is the reason he may be in jail, we not allowed to say nothing about that? You got 3, 4, 5 albums, Grammys, we ain't no ducking on none of these other joints. Now it's that's what I'm saying. We had more good morning, then they like good morning, you know, the other shit with Pusha T. We don't hear nothing about that. So the first time you talking about you molested your little cousin, we not allowed to talk about it? Come on, bro. That gotta stop. 100 other talk about it. Same thing with other people. 100 other mention it. But when Cam say something, it's like you said you. All right, we didn't know that. We're talking about it. Then you said after that, all that you gay. Okay, if you gay, fine, you gay. I didn't know. You're a public figure. Not only just a public figure, you're a superstar. Or was a superstar. Well, I don't know if you was or is or what. You're going to talk about when you say you Kanye. And that's just what happened. I'm not dissing you or judging you or anything else. We just never heard that you...
That was a powerful line. The entire studio began to nod because, let's face it, there used to be a purpose behind the pandemonium. His insanity had a meaning back then. It now appears disorganized, as if he is struggling to remain relevant. The Genius label is beginning to seem an outdated gimmick. It was made worse by the footage that was leaked from his alleged art event. According to reports, Kanye reportedly used eerie projections, dark red lights, and mannequin-like mannequins to fill the space, all the while playing background samples of unreleased music. While some fans referred to it as deep performance art, others described it as downright demonic. The internet was divided in any case. Some think he's a misunderstood genius, while others claim he's just making fun of the world, one shock at a time. May made a statement that went well beyond the jokes. There is a distinction between being misinterpreted and being manipulative, he stated. Kanye is taking a dual role. To be honest, that statement rocked the room because he is correct. He always does these strange things just before the release of an album. It is similar to clockwork. He is skilled at drawing attention to himself. Kanye is a genius at being surprising, whether it's through politics, religion, or sheer shock value, but this time it seems like he lost his heart. Humanity has vanished. Kem also didn't hold back, he opened fire. It surprises me that he hasn't started offering strange merchandise to go along with it. He would most likely drop a candle that has a confused scent to it. The studio was devastated. Everyone was giggling. In his heart, though, Kem wasn't kidding. Kanye's legacy is being buried under too many headlines and not enough hits. Because it's true, that sentence struck a deep chord. You cannot expect your fans to revere you indefinitely if you continue to treat them like that. The dispute quickly went viral on the internet. According to half of the respondents, only Kem and Mace are genuine enough to call you out. According to the other half, Kanye has delved deeply into his own personality. He no longer even knows how to find the exit. And that's why this whole situation goes beyond Kanye's peculiar behavior. Cam and Mace weren't acting for attention, they had something to say. Even the most imaginative minds can be tricked by fame into believing that fame equates to artistic ability. They have had enough of genuine brilliance being supplanted by shock tactics. Perhaps the music isn't as popular as it once was if you need controversy to sell records, as Mace stated. That resonated because it's about accountability, not hate. The most bizarre aspect is that Mace and Cam are truly acquainted with Kanye. They grew up during a time when music was more important than news headlines. Their criticism was so harsh because of this. They have witnessed your transformation from a soulful producer to a fashion icon to a full-time attention seeker. He had soul back in the day, Mace remarked in reflection. He was passionate. Now he only has followers and Wi-Fi. The internet was disrupted by that cue. People were constantly reciting it. It brilliantly encapsulated the entire collapse. Kanye ceased producing art from the heart. He now develops the algorithm. Kem concluded with a single icy truth. Kanye has a problem with controversy. He discovered long ago that people click on drama more than they do on music, so he continues to push boundaries and double down on a trend. But eventually, people grow weary. Even Kanye's most devoted followers are now dwindling in number, since people no longer react with excitement when he releases something wild these days. All they do is roll their eyes. Then May began dissecting it on a spiritual level. Kanye is behaving like a man attempting to fill a hole that fame and wealth cannot touch. Even with the whole world at your feet, you may still feel empty on the inside. That is what we are observing.
Seemingly admits to performing sexual acts on his cousin after they saw two men kissing in an X-rated magazine when they were kids. I s***ed my cousins till I was 14.
What happened at 14?
Taste buds get a little stronger. Puberty starts to kick in. Your taste buds either get stronger or they change. You don't eat the same things you did when you was a kid. Kanye is so mad that Shannon Sharp took the headline. Like you admitted this. What y'all don't know is that in Paris wasn't about the country. Paris was the name of a person. My cousin, I'm gonna be honest with you, I saw that headline, I said, what am I supposed to do with this information?
Well,
I my cousin till I was 14. Okay. I don't think you stop. Once you get that oral fixation, you know what I'm saying? People that used to smoke cigarettes don't stop. They move on to something else. Vapes or nicotine gum, you always gonna have that oral fixation. Let me go look at the lyrics of this.
We need to get through the wire.
I need to see if we missed something, man.
It wasn't shade either. It has to do with perspective. That's what sets Cam and Mace apart from other commentators. They mock you, sure, but they also convey the reality that sits behind the joke. However, Kemp couldn't let the situation pass without making one more remark. Kanye is probably going to watch this and release a diss track about us next week, he stated. He cannot be silent since he loves attention so much. Fans realized in their hearts that he wasn't lying even when the crowd surged. Even though it burns him, Kanye thrives on attention. That video was widely shared on social media in a matter of hours. This isn't the same Ye, some said, drawing comparisons between Kanye's new teaser graphics and his previous music videos. Even ardent supporters acknowledged that he had gone too far. It is neatly summed up in one comment. In the past, he promoted culture. He merely presses buttons now. The crazy thing is that Mace and Cam didn't even attempt to cancel him. They were attempting to rouse him. Mace put it best. When you are unsteady, you cannot preach genius. You can't leave when you've lost yourself. That's Harlem talk for you. Then the portion that struck differently arrived. Cam replied, staring directly into the camera. Kanye acts irrationally when it suits him. That man is still alive. He simply made a sane choice. There was a brief silence at the table. After that, everyone gave a nod. Facts. Because Kanye is always fine, composed, and focused when someone sees him in person. But then 2 days later, bam, online he will fail, causing mayhem as if it were promotional season. In one of Cam's stories, Kanye said to him, "Yo, you need some beats," sounding calm and typical. However, 48 hours later, Ye is making headlines once more for an outlandish act. Cam stated it clearly, "I've only ever seen a calculating Kanye, never one that is insane." Sometimes the truth Kanye spits gets lost behind the walls he built himself, Mace concurred. The internet went crazy when the show aired. While half of the audience chastised Mace and Cam out of hatred, the other half applauded them for being honest. It wasn't hate though, it was tough love, Harlem version. The kind that sounds like a sermon but is wrapped in humor. Because it's not for clout when two icons like Mace and Cam criticize you. For clarity's sake, they have experienced it, the collapse, the celebrity, and the struggle to get back up. Cam stated, "We all have egos, but when your ego starts running your creativity, you become a puppet to your own image." The bar struck. Then Mace came up with another. He once defended the culture. He fights a clique now. But it's true. After motivating people, Kanye started to perplex them. Nevertheless, they both stated that they still wanted to see you win despite all of the jokes, minus the showmanship. "We're not angry with him. All we want is the previous Ye, the artist who created meaningful music." Mace nodded and continued, "You're still one of the greatest, but he needs to stop acting like being extreme is the only way to be seen." Because they combine humor and honesty and don't pretend for anyone, fans filled the comments referring to Mace as the only person who can discuss Kanye and yet make sense. Ultimately, this entire situation demonstrated one thing. Mace and Cam are more than just microphone-wielding comedians. They serve as the culture's conscience. They speak for fans who missed the days before pandemonium became the marketing strategy, when music spoke for itself. And as for Kanye, the ball's in his court now. He can clap back, chuckle, or at last pay attention, because it's not gossip when Harlem luminaries tell you that you're having hallucinations. It's gospel. So, Mace and Cam criticized Kanye for his bizarre marketing gimmick, but they also gave him a valuable item.